Right, so I've just pulled up in my car. I'm off to see a couple called Phil and Karen. They've invited me round to their house to talk about their charity, which is Secret Santa Ltd. I'm off in now. I'm excited about speaking to them. Let's go and see.
Oh no, it's the ball guy!
Nice to meet you, Phil.
Buddy.
Good brew, that. Right, this is Phil and this is Karen, and they've kindly invited me to come and speak to them about Secret Santa Ltd. And I'd like you to tell everybody a little bit about your amazing journey, where it's come from, what you've been doing, and just a little bit about what these amazing things you've done at Christmas for all these children.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. We've just finished Christmas. We've just had our second Christmas and just successfully delivered 900 sacks of presents to every single underprivileged child in Blackburn and Darwin. On top of that, we gave 250 elderly, lonely people a present, and we've arranged a party for them so that we can get them together, get out of the house. They're not left on their own month after month, week after week in the cold, dark, miserable nights of December/January.
Where's this passion that you've clearly got come from?
Well, we've always been passionate, but...
I mean, passionate towards this cause, so
absolutely.
So to speak.
Well, as you get older in life, and you'll find this when you get a little bit older, mate, you want to put something back into the community. And for years, I always saw myself perhaps running a charity. We both like Christmas. Last July, we sat on this settee and thought, let's do something for Christmas. We decided that we would give kids Christmas presents for Christmas. And so we had no idea of how many people or children there are that are underprivileged in Darwin and Blackburn. Part of the journey through working towards being able to give the presents to 200 kiddies, a lady called Maureen Bateson, who's head of children's services in Blackburn and Darwin, heard what we were doing and said, Phil, we need to go for coffee. I thought, fantastic, children's services are going to give us some money.
Right.
Sadly, that wasn't the case. We had a coffee, and a long story short, Maureen educated us on the actual real numbers of how many disadvantaged children there are in Blackburn and Darwin, and there were 700. Right at the core of what children's services engages with. So they may come from broken homes, from parents that have got drink problems or drug problems. 500 children
this year
that are going to get naff all this year unless we could do something about it.
And this was not this Christmas gone, this was the
Correct.
Christmas before?
Yeah, that was our first Christmas.
And that you did that successfully, I believe?
We did. We delivered 700 sacks of presents. We got a fantastic letter of appreciation from Children's Services, from Linda Clegg, who was the Director of Children's Services. And we were gobsmacked because really the company didn't exist in July. So in 5 months, because of the kindness and the generosity of the people of Blackburn and Darwin and the local businesses and small companies, we were able to pull together. Remember, that's 700 sacks, and in each sack there's 7 presents.
Wow. Where do the presents come from?
Okay, so about a third of them are donated off Joe Public.
So an individual person would donate a gift to the cause, and then they would get divvied up at some point, according to age and...
Yeah, we usually have a large room, and around the room we'll put, say, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. And we put the main presents under each of these numbers, so they're sort of divvied up, like you say. And then we'll have some common presents. So, like, if it's a boy, they've all got football. If it's a girl, they get skipping rope. Not to be too sexist.
No, but it's without knowing each individual child, you've done exactly what you can do.
Yeah. And then every child would get a selection box above 3 years old.
And what was your role in all this, Karen?
Well, I go to work.
Right,
As well.
so you work full time as well as running this?
She
Yeah.
does, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I work in an office. When the presents come in, I'll put them in the ages and then ready to move off.
Fantastic.
She does a lot of sorting and she goes to the bank, and so a lot of the admin type tasks Karen will do. But she also does a lot of the humping of all the gifts. And I mean, you can see that the home is fairly minimalist, and that's how we normally like it. But I tell you, in November and December, we're like hoarders.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With
Living in tunnels. Karen, where are you? I'm over here, behind these 300 teddies.
Yeah, because you can't get to the cooker because there's presents all over them, especially when you've just had a main delivery. I started to say earlier about, so if you go and buy some presents, because we only get about a third of them donated, we have to buy 2/3 of them.
Yeah.
Some we're able to buy online at fantastic prices and they come directly to the house, but they've still got to be brought into the house, unboxed, segmented to wherever they're going. Then they've got to be either hidden away or put back in the car, driven to the storage unit, unboxed out of the car into the storage unit, and then at some time in the future they've got to be put back into the car, taken to the sorting location and the packing location, resorted and then packed, and then we've got to deliver the presents in time for Christmas. So logistically it's quite difficult, especially for 1.5 people. We've got photographs of us dropping off 500, for example, sacks in one go to children's services there, then carried up the steps and into the offices, and they start to bury the desks. What we say is we give the children a balanced sack of presents because they get chocolate, because all kiddies like chocolate. They get a stocking filler to build the excitement. There's a book in there to help them learn, read. There's a board game so that they'll play with the family around the table. There's a sporty item to get them off the bottoms and off the fingers if they've got any toys to play with. All we do is we facilitate and we organise and beg and plead, and the people of Blackburn Darwin are just so supportive. They're unbelievable.
What kind of feedback have you had from families and children?
What a lot of the social workers say is that there's quite often tears when they're taking the red bag because it's relief.
Yeah.
Because these people, not to say all of them, but they just don't know that they'll put a Christmas dinner on the table.
Yeah.
Never mind have a sack of presents.
It's a stressful time of year for anybody, regardless of how much money you've got. So the people that are in a position where they might struggle to get presents and food on the table at Christmas, it must be a huge relief when they're given a sack for the children.
And hence the tears.
Yeah.
Because it's just really... And it's not also happening to people that have got broken families. They might have a mortgage, they may both have vehicles, and they pay the bills, so they keep out of the court system and from losing their home.
Yeah.
But they've absolutely no money left at all to pay for the food. And the third party sector has seen more and more of that.
What's the future for Secret Santa Ltd?
Well, more of the same. We're hoping to get premises this year.
Fantastic.
I must just say one thing, that Evans Halshaw Ford, and it's not an advert, but Evans Halshaw Ford heard about what we were doing, and they gave us the loan of a Ford Transit van that they decorated on both sides with a sleigh and a cheeky Santa face on the back. It's got a red nose and it's got the reindeer antlers. Evans Halshaw Ford said, we already know what we're going to do to the van for next year.
Oh, brilliant.
So how's that for ongoing support?
That's good.
I mean, that is just tremendous. But yeah, we had Audi in Blackburn. They gave us approximately £1,000 worth of presents as well. We've had huge companies like RPC and Sally Distribution, BBC Radio Lancashire themselves. They did Secret Santa for Secret Santa, where the staff, instead of spending £5 or £10 maybe on someone they don't like or whatever and getting a load of tat back, they all went out and they bought the best toy that they could possibly buy for that same amount of money and then collectively donated them to Secret Santa.
That's a great idea.
So that was brilliant, wasn't it?
More and more businesses next year might take that on. And
exactly.
That's a really good idea.
Secret Santa for Secret Santa.
Yeah.
And we haven't even mentioned duct tape challenge. people were duct taping themselves to the wall
Oh, I've
on a
seen
small
this.
stool,
Yeah, and then you take the stool away.
and then you yank the stool away, and they're left suspended on the wall, but they got sponsored for it. So Maureen Basin, who's head of children's services in Blackburn and Darwin, did it and raised £300 odd within the town hall complex herself. And then we had Leanne Proctor from Unit 2 Fitness for Women down at her gym, and her mum, Sue, and people that go into the gym, a guy called Phil, they all did it. So between the people that did the duct tape challenge for us, we raised almost £1,000, or they raised almost £1,000.
That all help towards getting the presents for the
Absolutely.
kiddies.
So, you know, I don't know if anybody's actually going to be watching the video. Hopefully they will from Blackburn and Darwin, but
Yeah.
if anybody wanted to help or ask how could they help for this coming Christmas, do something fantastic, even if it's a sponsored silence,
Yeah.
or a walk, or a run, or drink as many juices as you can.
Yeah.
Whatever the challenge might be, go and get your head shaven, go and get yourself sponsored. Hey, it's that bald guy.
Yeah.
Ideally, for all of the reasons mentioned before, we really don't want your presents at the moment. We've got nowhere to put them. But if you wanted to donate money to us, money's fantastic because it gives us the ability to buy presents at a much better price than what you guys could buy it at. And that's not us being clever. We've just got special access to charitable companies. If people want to help, give us money. Money's not a dirty word, it's a good word. It allows us to help and deliver on some of the brilliant ad hoc activities that we're able to do throughout the year. We've got ongoing period poverty that we want to fight. We've got International Women's Day coming up where we support women. We've got a few activities at Apple Trees Disabled Respite Centre in Little Harwood. We support them throughout the year and various activities, and indeed they support us as well. So if you go to www.secretsanta, all one word, .ltd, you'll find all our contact details. You can phone Phil anytime you want on 07866 566 166. Don't phone her, she'll be working or she'll be asleep.
Brilliant. On that note, guys, I really appreciate you inviting me to your house to talk about that. Thank you very much.
Bald guy, you're a star. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.